Good evening. After almost 17 hours of demonstrations outside of Toronto Police 52 Division yesterday, the three individuals who were arrested for allegedly defacing statues at both Ryerson University and Queen's Park during a Black Lives Matter protest have been released. This was the scene yesterday that led to a second protest outside the police station. Dozens rallied for most of the night, demanding the protesters be released. Finally, according to Black Lives Matter Toronto, the three individuals charged with mischief were released from custody in the early hours of Sunday morning. Police Chief Mark Saunders released a statement regarding the arrest, saying in part, as is the case in all similar arrests, each of these individuals was provided the opportunity to sign a release, agreeing to appear in court. Each had access to counsel in the mid-afternoon. Despite two indicating they would seek release, they later refused and instead chose to remain in custody for many hours longer than was required.
This is highly unusual, to be stuck without access to legal counsel, without access to a doctor, which was requested, without access to medication, and then being held for the length of time that they were being held. This is highly unusual. All of the legal teams that we spoke to said that this was highly irregular. This was trying to set an example. This was about criminalizing dissent. This was about criminalizing protest.
Our people were held for so long, moved around without counsel, despite being no threat to community. Where is the crime?
Pink paint was thrown at statues of former Prime Minister John A. Macdonald, as well as King Edward VII at Queen's Park and of Egerton Ryerson yesterday. Now, this wasn't the first time the statues were targeted by activists due to their ties to colonialism. The monument of King Edward was previously vandalized just last month. Monuments of John A. Macdonald have come under fire across the country because of widely known ties to anti-Indigenous racism dating back to the 1800s. Egerton Ryerson, who Ryerson University is named after, played a pivotal role in the creation of residential schools.
This art-based, peaceful protest was drawing attention to the genocidal violence and racist histories of these statues, but also of the system of policing and prisons in Canada. This statue is so egregious that there is already a plaque by Ryerson University talking about the genocidal acts of Egerton Ryerson, the way that he was instrumental in the creation and the design of the residential school system that brutalized generations of Indigenous people all across Turtle Island and Inuit Nunavut.
Now, all three protesters that were arrested have been charged with 3 counts of mischief under $5,000 and conspiracy to commit a summary offense. They'll be appearing in court on September 30th.